Today, we've got some pretty disturbing news from Egypt.
If you don't know about the monastery of St. Catherine's, let me say a few things. Founded in 560 AD or thereabouts, so around about the time of the Emperor Justinian. This is supposed to be the spot where Moses had the great revelation of the Ten Commandments. If you remember from your Bible, Moses wanted to see God, and God said, "No one can look me in the face and live." He walked upon that mountain and he saw Moses, and Moses had contact with the divinity, and he came down with the Ten Commandments, which is the foundation of the Jewish faith, foundation of our faith. That monastery has been in operation continuously since the 560s. 80, 90 years later, Islam, newly Islamized tribes emerging out of Arabia take over Egypt. And even then, the monastery is protected. And Muhammad sent back a firman, a order saying this monastery is to be protected. By way of thank you, the monks built a mosque inside the grounds of Mount Sinai Monastery. And it's an amazing place, Pete. Massive walls.
You've been?
I've been. Massive walls. Doors which date from the time of Justinian. And it's an immense, we was using the word thesaurus, an immense treasure trove of icons, ecclesiastical artworks, dating back a very, very long time. So some of the earliest icons we have are housed at Mount Sinai, including this amazing icon of Jesus, and you would have seen it, where the artist is trying to portray the dual nature of Jesus, God and man. So you see the face, but if you look carefully, one side of the face doesn't match the other. They're different. And one is the stern, if you like, angry face of God, and the other one is the compassionate face of Jesus. All in the one icon. And the whole idea is showing the duality, God as man, man as God. I'll tell you something, Pete. I've been to Jerusalem, I've been to the Holy Land, and never in my life, ever, anywhere have felt, and I don't know if many people have experienced this, but that sense of the divine, a sense which is so omnipresent that it almost brings you to your knees, as I have on the top of Mount Sinai. It's complete silence, and you feel this brooding presence. It's amazing. And complete silence is something we don't understand because we live in cities, and even when you're out in the countryside, you hear birds. On top of the mountain, you hear nothing. You hear not a sound. It is just you and whatever else is out there. It's an amazing place. This monastery has been there for so many years, so 1,700 years or thereabout. And there's even a tribe of Bedouins called the Jabaliya, the mountain dwellers. These are supposed to be descendants of guards brought by the Emperor Justinian from Pontus to guard the monastery.
Really?
They become Islamized, they're Muslims, but they protect the monastery. And they obtain their livelihood from the monastery. And now there's been a court order stating that St. Catherine's will be nationalised, that is, assets will belong to the state, that the monks have to leave, and that all its treasures belong to, and antiquities belong to the Egyptian state. And that's caused some distress. So there's amazing things there. Now all that belongs to the government of Egypt, apparently, and the courts say monks have got to leave. We've got an Australian-born monk there, Theophilus, as well. Lovely guy. So we've got an Australian connection to Sinai. But since that controversial court order, the Egyptian government has intimated that, yes, there is a court order, but they may possibly not enforce it because of the outcry from the Greek world.
They've given no explanation as to how this court order came about.
Well, obviously, there are pressures within the society.
Take over a monastery.
Egypt is a complex place with its own religious divisions and issues, and that probably prompted this. So what are these people doing there, and why can't we have a bit of that? So they were going to make it into a museum, but watch this space. We don't know what will happen next, but it is a very important part of Hellenism, has its own archbishop, Damaskinos.
It's an autonomous church.
Yeah. Well, it is. It runs itself. It's not subject to any other jurisdiction. They are an autonomous, self-running church. Wow. The way, for example, the Albanian church is, or any of these other churches. So there you go. There's that.
St. Catherine? Any reason why it was taken? Do we know much about why that name was chosen?
St. Catherine of Alexandria. Very famous saint, broken on the wheel. If you look at the icons, there's a lady wearing a crown, and then there's a wheel, which was her martyrdom. She was a very important, according to the Martyrologion, intellectual, very learned. They weren't too happy that she was a Christian. So she suffered greatly and was martyred in Alexandria, so the monastery was named after her. And the funny thing is the Prime Minister of Greece had a meeting recently with Sisi, the dictator of Egypt. We were reassured that all is well, and then this happened, but the whole idea is now they're trying to patch it up and backtrack and show themselves to be kind and loving and not interested in nationalising stuff.
It just seems like there's a lot of history with a lot of bad blood.
We are the experts in bad blood, Pete. Bad blood is what we do best.